Yuriy Sedykh was born on June 11, 1955 in Minsk, Belarus, which at the time was part of the Soviet Union. Raised in a family that valued physical fitness, Sedykh's early exposure to sports laid the foundation for his future success in athletics. While initially dabbling in various sports, Sedykh eventually gravitated toward track and field, specifically the hammer throw. A decision that would transform him into one of the greatest athletes in the sport's history. Sedykh's path to hammer throwing began in his teenage years. Recognizing his natural strength and potential for power-based events, his coaches encouraged him to focus on the hammer throw, where he could fully harness his physical abilities. The Soviet Union, known for its sports system that produced world-class athletes, offered Sedykh an environment that nurtured his development. Under the guidance of skilled coaches, Sedykh began to refine his technique and build the strength necessary for the hammer throw. As a young athlete, Sedykh's raw talent was evident. He soon became a dominant force in the Soviet Union's national competitions. His performance in these early years caught the attention of international coaches and marked the beginning of a career that would span more than 2 decades. Career peak. Dominance in the hammer throw. Yuriy Sedykh's career truly took off during the 1970s and 1980s, as he began to challenge the established records and make his mark on the global stage. His career peak came during this period when he became synonymous with the hammer throw event, and his dominance was unparalleled. In 1979, Sedykh made a major breakthrough by winning the IAAF World Cup and the European Championships, which helped establish him as a global competitor. His continued success led him to even greater achievements in the years to come. His peak was marked by consistency, mental toughness, and a work ethic that pushed him to excel in every competition he entered. Sedykh's defining moment came at the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow, where he won the gold medal in the hammer throw with a throw of 80.58 meters. This victory marked the first of many international triumphs for Sedykh and solidified his status as one of the world's premier hammer throwers. He was not only a strong competitor but also a symbol of Soviet athletic prowess during this period. However, it was his incredible performance in the 1986 European Championships that would elevate him to legendary status. At this event, Sedykh broke the world record with an extraordinary throw of 86.74 meters. This mark would stand as the world record for over 30 years, a testament to Sedykh's exceptional power, technique, and consistency. To this day, his record remains one of the longest-standing records in track and field history. Sedykh's dominance continued through the late 1980s and 1990s. In addition to his Olympic and World Championship successes, he became the Soviet Union's national champion multiple times, cementing his reputation as the most consistent and powerful hammer thrower of his era. Main achievements and milestones. Yuriy Sedykh's career is defined by his extraordinary accomplishments and his long-standing dominance in the hammer throw. His achievements stand as some of the most impressive in track and field history, showcasing his unparalleled strength, technique, and longevity in the sport. World record, 1986. One of Sedykh's most iconic achievements came in 1986 when he broke the world record with a throw of 86.74 meters. This throw was not only a technical masterpiece but also a display of immense physical power, and it set a standard for excellence in the hammer throw event. His record stood untouched for more than 30 years, highlighting its significance in the history of the sport. 1980 Olympic gold medal. Sedykh won the gold medal in the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow, securing his place as an elite athlete. His performance in the Olympics was a defining moment in his career, and it added to his reputation as one of the top throwers in the world. His victory in Moscow also reflected his mental fortitude, as he performed at his best under the immense pressure of the Olympic Games. 1983 World Championships. Sedykh continued to prove his dominance on the world stage, securing a gold medal at the IAAF World Championships in Helsinki, Finland in 1983. His consistent performances at global competitions kept him at the top of the hammer throw event, and his victory in 1983 was a major milestone in his career. European Championships. Throughout his career, Sedykh earned multiple European Championship titles, further solidifying his legacy in the sport. His victory in 1986 in Stuttgart, where he set the world record, remains one of his most memorable moments in the European Championships. His ability to perform consistently in these prestigious competitions made him one of the most feared athletes in the world. Longevity and consistency. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Sedykh maintained a high level of performance for nearly 2 decades. His ability to stay at the top of the hammer throw world for such an extended period is a testament to his exceptional work ethic, discipline, and resilience. Challenges and setbacks. Despite his many accomplishments, Sedykh's career was not without its challenges. As a prominent Soviet athlete, he was subject to intense pressure to perform at the highest level. The political climate surrounding the Cold War also played a role in shaping his career, with many Eastern Bloc athletes facing the additional burden of representing their countries on the global stage. In addition, the high physical demands of the hammer throw often led to injuries, which Sedykh had to carefully manage throughout his career. Despite these setbacks, he continued to compete at the highest level, demonstrating his resilience and commitment to his sport. One of the significant challenges Sedykh faced in the later stages of his career was the change in the global athletics landscape. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 altered the structure of competitive sports, and Sedykh had to adapt to a new environment in which his previous dominance was under threat by a new generation of athletes. Final years and retirement. Yuriy Sedykh officially retired from competitive athletics in the early 1990s after a career that spanned over 2 decades. In the final years of his competitive career, Sedykh remained a top contender in international events, but his performances began to gradually decline as younger athletes emerged. After retiring from competition, Sedykh shifted his focus to coaching and mentoring the next generation of hammer throwers. He became involved in the Russian and international athletics scene, using his vast experience to help guide and inspire up-and-coming athletes. His knowledge of the hammer throw, combined with his personal experience as one of the sport's all-time greats, made him a respected figure in the world of athletics even after his competitive days were over. Though he never returned to the top of the podium after his retirement, Sedykh's influence on the sport of hammer throwing remains significant. His world record, his legacy as an Olympic champion, and his contributions to the sport continue to inspire athletes in the field of track and field.